Well, hello, planners. Thank you so much for joining me in today's Plan with Me Live, where I'm actually going to set up my well-being planner spread for the new week of July 3rd to the 9th. Now, if you are new here, type in new in the chat, or if you're watching on replay, make sure to comment first timer so I can say hello to you. Now, and of course, if you do have any questions along the way with my planner setup or anything that does come up and you want to know how I plan things, just type it in the chat because I'm sure someone else will have the same questions. So without further ado, let's just get started. Excellent. Now, I hope the mic sounds okay because I have set up a new mic here because I discovered from last week I had the mic set up from the top, and because when I looked down, you couldn't hear me. So, if you could give me a thumbs up to make sure that the volume is good, it sounds crispy, drippy, crispy, that'll be fabulous. Marcus, thank you so much, my dear friend. I appreciate you. Happy planning for the new week. If we start the week with a nice, fresh planner page, hopefully we get a lot of planning and self-care done. So in today's video, I'm going to embellish my planner page, which is my well-being planner. Okay, Marcus says the sound is good. Thank you so much, Marcus. And Maria gives it a thumbs up. Okay, so let me share with you my desk. So I have my A5 Filofax garden organizer in the sunrise print. I will also use my Carpe Diem number sticker pad to add the dates, and I do have my little pencil case. So this one is a Filofax pencil case from their Together collection. I am a Filofax ambassador, which means I do get Filofax products to experience myself and share how I use them in my day-to-day planning and budgeting as well. So we have, hi Emily, nice to see you. Thank you so much for joining me. We do have a couple of new friends today, so I appreciate you joining me. And everyone that's new, I thank you so much for taking some of your precious time to be with me this morning, or in your case, afternoon or evening. So let's just go and show you. So the well-being, let me see where I can put this. I'll put this over here. So the well-being planner spread that I have. So this is July. If you haven't seen my plan with me for July, I'll have the link below. And if you're watching this later, I'll pop the link. How do I do this? Up here, somewhere up there. So there's my July cover page, my calendar, my habit tracker, my mood and steps tracker. So I did change this from sleep to step tracker because I want to get outside more and do some walking to help boost my mood and really just get outside. So this is my well-being planner spread. Let me remove the clear plastic divider so it's not shining on you. And so as I embellish the page, I want to talk to you about why I use a well-being planner spread in my weekly planning and the reasons I use it, as well as the benefits that it has brought my week when I allocate time for and priority for my wellness and my mental well-being. So for those of you that are new to my page, I am Marianne, and through my planning, I hope to inspire you use planning as not just as a productivity tool, but as a form of self-care. That's something you can focus on for those times that are a little bit stressful. That way it can help you, give you clarity as well as space and grace, so then you can get back at doing all the good things that you are great at. So all the items I do mention and show in today's video, I'll have the links and the description or the details in the description below. So let's have a look. Marcus, well-being and self-care are so important. Oh, for sure. With a lot of things happening now that we're supposed to do this, we're supposed to do that, it's important that we dedicate me time and to avoid burning out, and also be in touch with our own taking care of ourselves. What do they say? Put the oxygen mask on first. That allows you to look after yourself, so then you can look after your loved ones. Great. That exactly, Marcus. I appreciate you have the same sentiment that as I do. Okay, so let's have a look. So this is my well-being planner spread, and it is divided up into 5 different sections. So here, this is the areas of focus. I'll talk about that a little bit later on. So you create habits for 7 areas of focus. This is based on Zig Ziglar's Wheel of Life methodology. Again, I'll show you how I use that in my day-to-day planning. There is a sleep tracker, a wellness tracker, and this side is for the morning journal and also taking a break tracker. That's very important. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to embellish it and chat along the way, and just do make sure if you do have any questions, let me know. Now this colorway for this spread is inspired by 2 things, by the Together collection, Filofax Together collection. So they have these cute little girl graphics on there, and I'm sorry, I forgot it is, they're also raising 10%. Oh, I wish I knew the thing. Sorry, let me see if I can quickly grab, no, I won't be able to. They are in conjunction with an organization, Girls Get Together, I think. They're raising any proceeds from the sales, help young girls and women get educated around the world. So that is inspired by that color, as well as for my USA friends. It's your 4th of July in next tomorrow, the 4th of July for here, or in a couple of days for you. So I thought I'd pay homage to both and have a sort of like a red, white and blue colorway. So I'm just going to use my Tombow Jewel brush pens. So for those of you that may not know, they're a double-sided. So one side is a brush tip and then the other side is a fine tip end that you can use to do your heading. So let's start with, let's see. Every time I talk and write at the same time, I know, will misspell things. Now I don't have white, so I'm just doing a very clear, very light gray. I'm going to see if I can put some music. So hopefully that's not too loud. Can you believe it? It's July already. And let's see, July. And I'm going to do, so it's the 3rd. I need a new blue one because as you can see, it's fraying and it's not writing as crisply. And so this is just my go-to little handwriting font, and I'm going to use my Pentel Energel. Let me know if the music is okay, it's not overpowering my voice. Exactly. Marcus will blink and then it's like we will have Christmas trees and Christmas decorations at the shops. Isn't it funny? It's I just can't believe that it's just gone so fast. Now I am using my Pentel Energel cleaner, and then the tip is a needle tip point in 0.5. So I like to actually change my refill ink thickness from time to time. It's just sometimes I like the thinness of the ink refill. Sometimes I like the thickness. You don't hear the music. Music is okay. Don't hear the music. Yeah, see, it's in my ear. It's quite loud. Let me see. Let me know if that's okay and it's not too loud. So for those of you that have been here before, tell me, do you notice something different? I got a little bit anxious, so I was in my head over the weekend, and to give myself a little project, I decided to move things around in my little YouTube studio. So, and then it actually inspired me to create more because it's a new setting. So if ever you're feeling a little bit lost, look for something that you can rearrange, you can declutter. So it doesn't have to be a big project like mine. I mean, it's not huge. I just moved my studio from one side, so I just flipped the desk. So instead of that wall, it is now this wall. So that's all it is. Um, uh, I was checking my headphones. Ah, okay, excellent. Nice revamp. Thank you, May. Yes, I do. Let me see, I'll show you. Yeah. So and I changed the camera, I swapped them around, and it wasn't working. Oh, the trials and tribulations of a content creator. So there we go. I just added some lines and some dots using the fine tip N. I'm just going to, I know you guys might not be able to hear it too well, but it's quite loud in my headphones. There we go. And then, so that's the Tombow Jaw Brush pens. And then for washi tapes, again, these are from the Together collection. Aren't they so cute? Look at those girls there. There is a third one, and I think it says Boundless Possibilities. So that I won't use that one today. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go and add the washi tapes here and here. And then I'm going to stagger them and add the red hearts one at the bottom. I'm going to use my Filofax ruler to cut the edge off. Now, I first created this planner spread or planner insert when I needed to create a good balance in my life, because either I was concentrating on one area too much and neglecting another. And so I had heard of the personal development methodology by Zig Ziglar, I think back in the early 2000s, mid 2000s, working in a corporate world and getting that good work-life balance. So I incorporated it, and also I think from Stephen Covey's 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. So there's also quite a few different methodology where you try and get a good balance in key areas of your life. So with the Zig Ziglar's one, it's you try and get a good balance between 7 areas, and in no particular order. They are mental, physical, spiritual, finance, career, family, and social. So you want to make sure to get a good balance, you're doing something either on a weekly basis or a daily basis, or in a month. So then that way it makes you have that well-rounded balancedness. So, okay, so there we are. We have that looks really nice. What do you think? So July 3rd to the 9th using Tombow markers. And so, so what I wanted to do is I wanted to create a space that allows me to focus on, now well-rounded areas. I also wanted to have a space to be able to write my feelings and how I'm feeling, and to help acknowledge my, what my mood are, and also track a lot of different wellness and make sure I am taking breaks, because I'm one of those people that if I have a project in mind, I won't take a break, I won't eat, and then I'll burn out. So, all right. So by using colorful markers, let me just, in my ear it's really loud. Okay, by using colorful markers and pretty washi tapes or stickers, it allows your page to be pretty. And don't we all get, attracted to nice, shiny, pretty objects, squirrel. And so that is why I encourage those of you that don't use your planner as often, use something that will make it attractive to you. Because one of the laws of behavior change, according to James Clear's Atomic Habits, is make things attractive, because then you are more likely to use your planner pages than not. So, okay. Now, here I created this section here. So it says areas of focus, and then there are 7. So as I said, according to Zig Ziglar's personal development method, this is where you want to make sure it's about creating balance in your life and focusing on those 7 areas that I spoke about. So the idea is set goals and create habits and routines for those 7 areas, and then that way you can achieve a nice balance. So while I talk to you about the different stuff, I'm going to use my Koretake Zig Clean color dot markers. So one end is a soft cushy end, while the other is a fine tip end. I'm going to use this soft cushy end to just color code my 7 areas. So I just assigned a code color for each area. You can assign whatever colors you like. So really it'll make sense once I tell you about the Wheel of Life pie chart. Okay, so then let's have a look. So can't remember the order that I normally I try and order these in the same order that I'm going to action them throughout the day. Let's have a look. And I'll tell you what they represent for me. Okay. Let's quickly. Because we can't hear it. Yeah, give my thank you. Yeah, thank you, Marcus. Yeah, it's like because sometimes when I'm writing, I feel like it's so quiet, and then am I entertaining? Am I entertaining enough? But yeah, love those markers. Yes, these ones, May. Yeah, I love them. It's a new discovery for me. I mean, I've been bullet journaling back in from 2017, but this is probably only a couple of years ago that I discovered these, and they're so good. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to write down the habits that I want to action on a weekly basis to get that good life balance. So for me, green is spirituality. So what I do is I do meditate. I meditate in the morning, and it's just a quick meditation. I'm not one of those that do, half an hour to an hour. It's really, a 3-minute guided meditation. I use Headspace app to help guide me because I know I'll get distracted and I'll be thinking so many stuff. So it's just, I think it's probably in total my meditation would be 10-12 minutes, so not too long meditate. But the whole practice of the meditation is, because what I was finding before I started to meditate is thoughts will come into my head, and a lot of those thoughts are things that might happen to family members, and I couldn't get it out of my head, and I would it'll have this roll-on effect of what if this happened, what if that happened, what if this happened, and I was getting so anxious, and it made me feel ill, physically, because it was like, of course you don't want anything bad happening to anybody, but in my head, so I couldn't get it out of my head. So I started looking at meditation as a way to acknowledge the thought, and then sort of like, I think it's like blow them away, like, dandelions or feathers. And then they'll float out, and then the breathing exercise of meditation allows you to focus on something. Breathe in, 1, breathe out, 2. So then that way, it's like any exercise for, physical exercise. Meditation is an exercise for your mind to allow you that if some thoughts come into your head that are not good for you, acknowledge it, let it go, focus on something. And so that's what meditation has done for me, is it has allowed me not to be inside and stuck in my own head, getting anxious, all these thoughts. So the next one, blue, is I like to read or do some, I do online courses. So do that for just a quick 15 minutes, 10 to 15 minutes. So these habits are not like that will take me, half an hour, 2 hours, just quick ones, because quick, short actions done every day or as often is better than doing 1 to 2 hours worth of reading every so often. So, and it also builds that great habit muscle. So, yes, so yep, Meg said the Kurataka is clear. You are enough. Oh, thank you, Marcus. Yes, we are enough. We can do it all. What if nothing happens? Okay. Can you clarify, Marcus, what if nothing happens to please explain some more because my thought probably I've gone past what exactly you were commenting on. Hello, Irene. Thank you so much for joining me. Hello, Jennifer from the Creator Classroom. Thank you so much for saying hi. I hope you're well and having a good rest. Jennifer from the Creator Classroom has some great YouTube channel that teaches you how to use Canva, and she's a pro at it. She's so good, and so make sure you pop in to say hi if you are one of those that want to create presentations, greeting cards, but mainly she teaches YouTubers and content creators, but a lot of her videos have a lot of many tutorials on how to use it. You are anxious about what could happen. Exactly. What if nothing happens? Thank you, Marcus. What if nothing happens? And majority nothing would happen, but because it's in my head and I didn't know how to let it go, meditation has come up, has been such a helpful exercise. Now, for me, pink is either getting outside for a walk or doing a workout. Now, that is one skill at the moment that I have not. Sorry, I've got a runny nose and I don't want you to see me rubbing my nose. That is fortunately a habit that I haven't been doing so well. So I want to make sure the second half of the year, at least this week, I get myself outside for a walk or getting at least a 10-minute cardio in. But yeah, and then the next one is orange is so career for me. It'll be content creation. And for those of you that might not know, I am going to go back full time to homeschooling my younger son, who's 14 and is on the autism spectrum, because I've decided I actually like doing my content creation not as a full-time job, because what happened is it took away my me time. Instead of having planning as my self-care and my time off, it became my full-time job, and then I started feeling it was like a chore. And also at the same time, because my husband was doing the full-time homeschooling, we weren't, the only income that was coming in was from my content creation, and at this stage it's not enough to sustain and support our family financially. And my rational mind, when it's not anxious, had to make that decision that I can't go and jeopardize my family's financial well-being to be supported at this stage, because I have no doubt, because I have that dream that content creation will help bring financial stability to my family. But at this stage, not yet. And it took away the fun and the passion of planning for me, because then it became a job. And I didn't want to not do planning when I love planning. So action highlight. So this one, I'm going to put action highlight as in whatever my top priority of the day is. And at this stage, the top priority is content creation. So then when I do go back to homeschooling, that might be my career will be the homeschooling mum. So this color here, which is the ocean, is track our expenses. So that's the finance key area of focus. So by also having a hold on your finance and your budgeting, because budgeting and money is one of the top stresses of people's lives. When you don't have money or you have no control of your finances and you start to worry, where's that money going to come from to pay that bill? It's one of those things. So tracking my expenses allows me to see where the money's going or the money coming in, and I'm in a better position to then manage our budget. So it's very good. Let's just quickly have a look at because a lot of you are having a great old chat in the chat room, which is fantastic. You were anxious about what could happen. Exactly. And not, well, I was going to say not anymore. I'm getting better at it. Intended audience for YouTubers, so a lot of information is applicable for others that want to use Canva as well. That's right. So you don't have to be a content creator or YouTuber to watch Jennifer from the Creator Classroom's YouTube tutorials. Maybe I should try meditation. Marcus, you should. So Marcus and Marcus has also got a YouTube channel, and he interviews content creators and, you know, all the different wins and struggles that we have. And so do check out Marcus if you are a content creator yourself, because then you start to see yourself in other creators, because content creation is sometimes can be a lonely place. But Marcus, he and I were in a challenge live every day in April. And one of the things is, creating habits for yourself to overcome those anxiety going on air. Meditation and breathing is one of those things that a lot of those who took challenge have mentioned. So yes, you should try meditation, Marcus. Highly, highly recommend it. I had to throw a video during my live for a massive cough, so an itchy nose inside. Yes. These StreamYard and Stream Deck and hiding behind a different camera angle is great for those times to cough and do some other scratch the nose. So glad that you found what you're best for you. Oh, yes, mate. And you know what? If it changes again in 3 months' time, or it changes again in 6 months' time, I am getting better and I have more experience now that it's okay. I can change my mind. And same thing, because sometimes we think, oh, we've announced that we're going to do this. You know, what will they think if I change my mind? It's our life. We can change our mind anytime we want. So, and we got to do what's best for us and what's best for our family. Yes, remember to use my favorite word, yet. Not yet, that's right. Not there yet, but will be soon. Exactly. Thank you so much, Marcus and Jennifer. I'll get there. And I know it, because it's one of those things that I know that if I put my mind to something, that it's something that can be done. But at the same time, I also have to make sure that I give myself that space and grace to also rest. And that's the things I'm learning. You know, at 48 years old, I'm learning these things that, wow, it's not just go all the time, reach for the stars, that we can get there. It may take slower if we rest, but then we'll be in a better place to that, you know, that's sort of like that power boost because we've had that rest. We can jump higher if we've had the rest, or, you know, if we're injured, whether physically, mentally, emotionally, if we rest, then we're in a better position to get up and go again. Lack of control for finances is a huge internal stressor. Exactly. So a lot of these things, it's important getting a good balance, not just in your career, not just in looking after yourself physically, mentally, or spiritually, but also connecting with loved ones. Absolutely fine to pivot when it's beneficial for our families and well-being. I'm so happy that all of you are supporting me, and I know that you all have been all the time, that it's important that we support each other, and these sort of things are given a voice, because sometimes we know others feel it too, but if no one else is saying it, we feel like, oh, I can't own up to my, me changing my mind. So hopefully by me speaking up allows you to also think for yourself that, hey, if you wanted to do something and then it's not something that you wanted in the end, you can change your mind. Hello, Miss Lay. Thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate you. Welcome to Marianne Crest's channel. I hope you're all enjoying me having my little chat and talking about, so if you just joined me, the 7 areas of focus is making sure you get a well-rounded balance in your life based on Zig Ziglar's personal development methodology. So for me, yellow is social, so connecting with loved ones, connect with loved ones. So that could be a call, a DM, going out for lunch, meeting up for coffee. So, and then The purple is supposed to be family, but I've changed because I'm here with my family all the time. We're working. My husband's homeschooling from home. I'm here at home, and then my older son goes to high school and mainstream high school. We're sort of okay. We're always in touch with each other, but the family area of focus is I want to be creative, because I know being creative is one of the things that brings me alive. It brings passion, whether it's drawing. So I'll show you. Oh my goodness. Marcus, thank you so much. Oh, I appreciate you, my dear friend. Thank you. And look, I have a little overlay. Hey, I'm wearing the same clothes. Thank you, Marcus. I do appreciate your lovely super chat. It's amazing. You've been such a wonderful support to me. Always, always. Yes, you caught me. I'm here, Miss Slay. You got me. Video call with your creator besties. Yes. So Jennifer and another content creator, Sharon from the Snazzy Life, we all sort of catch up once a month to just talk about our wins and boost each other up. So the being creative, have a look at this. Let's see which one's the better one. This one. So I drew these little things. I'll try and find the video. There's this guy who talked about, he asked his audience whether they could draw, and a lot of them said they couldn't draw, but then he showed them step by step, and I followed his step by step instructions, and I could draw faces. I didn't know I could draw all these faces. So I might feature a video following that video of him doing it. So if you ever say, I don't know how to draw, I know how to draw, but if you don't and you follow his instructions, because the audience members didn't know how to draw, and I was able to create all these characters by just a few different strokes of the pen. So I want to start doing that. And look, I even bought myself colored pencils to color in my little characters. So that purple one is be creative, because I know that'll give a nice balance. So I'm not just work, or teaching, or walking. So be creative is one of the things that I'm going to start doing, because I know it brings me back to life. So if there's anything you like to do, walking, if you like to go and crochet, knit, swim, run, walk, whatever it is that you love doing, make sure you start including it in your schedule, because if you don't put it in your planner, less likely for you to do it. Yes, we uplift each other. Wink, wink, nod, nod. I know what you mean. I know. Amazing drawings. Those were just simple. Marcus, you and I should do a video getting our content creator friends to also go and do some drawings. So let's get back to the thing. So that's my 7 areas of focus. So spiritual, mental, physical, career, finance, social, and family. Hang on a second. I just got to tell my son to go back to bed. So he's come out to get his iPad. No, all right, see you later. And so, okay, so then the idea is you want to try and do these, as much as you can. I don't do these every day, but the more you do it, then the habit muscle gets stronger. Okay, so the next thing that I do is I have a Wheel of Life pie chart. So this is based again on the Zig Ziglar's methodology. So each of these will represent one of these 7 areas. I fill this in based on how I did the week before. So let me show you. Let's see. Let me show you June's. So this was June. Look at that. I didn't do too well. So what it is, so see how these colors correspond with these colors. So the blue one is for reading. So each pie is based on one of these 7 areas, and each pie has 7 segments. So I color in the number of days that I actioned it. So blue, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or actually read 5 times. Oh, I think I filled this in afterwards. So what I would do is if I read 5 times, 5 days in the week, I will color in 5 segments of the pie. If I only did 3 days of meditation, I will color in 3 segments of the pie. And so what happens is, by having a visual tracker like the Wheel of Life pie chart, it allows me to see. So remember, this is from the previous week, what areas I may have neglected last week. So then that means this week I need to make sure I prioritize. For example, here the pink is working out or getting outside for a walk. So I need to prioritize in the new week to walk more, have some exercise more, so then that way I don't neglect that. Because what happens is, it's important that you strive for something positive in each area, to do something positive in each area. Let me just go through, put this away so then I don't confuse myself. So imagine if you're excelling in your career, but then your personal relationships are suffering. So then you've got an imbalance there. Or if you're in a great physical shape, you're exercising, you're going to the gym all the time. Not me. But then your financial situation is causing you stress. So by focusing in 7 areas, you can create a more harmonious and fulfilling life. So remember, I don't do these things every day, but at least if I can get, I can read 4 times a week, or meditate 4 times a week, or exercise 3 to 4 times a day, see how it's balanced. So Zig Ziglar says that if a wheel is flat on one side, then of course the wheel doesn't function as well. So we could do a fitness challenge. Oh no, we won't be doing much content if I have to do the fitness challenge. But we should do a fitness in August or something. Fitness August tracker, FAT. That is it's a fantastic idea, Marcus. Well done. We should. Okay, so that is the importance of creating a well-balanced goals and habits for 7 areas. And remember, you can change the 7 areas of focus. You don't have to stick to Zig Ziglar's ones, if you want to focus on other things. But just make sure that you do as much as you can in each area, so then the wheel is rounder. So remember, flat on one side, you might neglect. And remember, there'll be weeks, months that you might have to focus on your career. If if you got promoted and you have to travel somewhere else, or you've got a big project, so then for a season you might have to neglect going out with friends, or working on your fitness. But just make sure, if you see an imbalance, try and prioritize those areas that you may have neglected, so then that way it lifts back up again. So it's not always one-sided. So I love looking at your planner and insert. Oh, thank you so much, Miss Lay. I appreciate it. Phew, I thought I missed Stan. Hello. Stan is a great artist. So check out his channel too. He does live drawings, and he does throws the dice and picks whatever the theme is and the character and what they're doing, and it's fun watching. So if you're an artist or want to be a budding artist, watch Stan's YouTube videos. Stan, Marcus, so we're all from the same leader challenge. So okay, now where are we? So of course it also has a sleep tracker here. For the moment, I'm going to concentrate for July on my number of steps, but I want to make sure, what's happened now that I've decided, to have planning as my self-care time again rather than my job. I've been able to sleep better. I sleep early, go to bed earlier. So those things, see how making sure you have positive habits in these areas will have a run-on effect on other areas of your life. The other things that I do have is a wellness tracker. So the other things that I like to track, I'm keeping mindful of the time, but I'll show you the other things that I track. So I'll write this off camera, but I like to make sure I'm eating a piece of fruit every day, because I don't eat a lot of junk food, but I don't eat any fruit as often. I also make sure not to eat too much junk food or sweets. Try not to spend, because I think in the past I have used spending as a form of therapy or crutch for when I am feeling anxious. So the no spend allows me to make sure I take control of my finance. Get outside, drink 6 to 8 glasses of water. Get at least 5,000 steps. I know you should try and do 10,000, but if I try and reach too far high and create a too big a goal, I'm less likely to achieve it, because I know it's just too far for me to reach. So start small. Don't start big, Read for 5 minutes, meditate for 5 minutes, do 1 minute deep breathings. These little things will start to create habits, and then of course try and get to bed early. So that's for my wellness. So those are the other things I want to make sure that I'm not neglecting. Oh my goodness, we have everybody here. Amy from Motive Music Studios, just catching you late, but wanted to say hello. If you want to learn piano and follow piano, Amy is a brilliant piano teacher and has lots of great shorts with her playing the piano. So make sure you also catch Amy. We have so many wonderful people here. I appreciate you all. Here to learn from you. We got to help each other, Stan. And how they say word of mouth always helps, and it doesn't hurt. Amy, Marcus, Amy, I love it. I love you all. Just saying, such a great way to build self-awareness. And we really didn't get taught this, did we? We got taught at school to go to college, go get a great job, go work, earn lots of money. And no one taught us about being mindful or self-care until, people started burning out. People started, not feeling good about themselves if they didn't get the promotion. So it's really important that we do look after ourselves. Spending can be a form of therapy. Whenever I use it as a tool, I try to make sure I'm spending on needs and not wants. Exactly. And spending in moderation too, because we have to give ourselves permission to spend our money, but it's important to make sure it's aligned with our financial goals. So if you want to get out of debt, maybe you can't buy that, a second camera or a second microphone, Marianne. So those sort of things. But yes, try and make sure that it is in line with your financial goals. Probably not as early to bed as me, no. I'm still a late sleeper, but getting much better. Hey, fun to see you here. It's a party here at the Marianne Cresp Live. Thank you, Marianne. You're welcome. I want to learn piano, actually, and there is a piano in our music room here in our building, but you can't get Wi-Fi, so I can't follow stuff. But okay, I digress. So now, what's next? The next thing that I do is on the right-hand side of my page is my morning journal. Okay, let me see if I can move this way now. So we go. So here, there's 7 spaces for the 7 days. Let me see if I can zoom in a bit. And I'm going to use my number sticker pad as well as my tweezers. Yeah, very important, very, very important that we finance everything. It's like it's not just all about reaching, getting the goals, and because it's that's what I thought. I'm from the school of, success is climbing the corporate ladder and getting a lot of money. A lot of money is great, but then if you don't, you're neglecting your family, your health, your friends. What's money going to do when there's nobody around? Okay, so let's see. I'm going to use, here we go. So I'm going to use red and blue stickers for the red and blue theme. 3, 4. So the morning journal is a little space where, let me see, I can't talk and let me put the numbers down and then I can go and chat about the reason why morning journaling has been an essential part of looking after my mind. Because I am so stuck in my head sometimes, and I get stuck in there for days, and that's when, the negative talk starts to creep in. Okay, so set 3 to 9. There we go. There we are. See? That looks pretty. Homage to my friends in the US for your 4th of July, as well as in line with the Filofax Together collection with these gorgeous little girl themes there. So, okay, so the morning journal is a place for me to write down how I'm feeling, why I feel that way, and what is it that I can do to make myself feel better. So it's a practice I have been doing for a little while now, and it also helps start a good tone for my day. So like I said, it allows me to acknowledge how I'm feeling and the reason why. So one of the things that I've learned is don't look at your emotions as if it's a good or bad thing. Think of it as a messaging system. So it's like as if your emotions or your mood is texting you, hey, you're feeling sad. Hey, you're feeling anxious. Hey, you're feeling happy, right? So it's neither good nor bad. So just look at it as a way it's telling you, you're feeling happy. Why? Why am I feeling happy? Well, my son got a good report card. I'm feeling sad. Oh, something bad might have happened to someone or something. Or I'm feeling anxious. Oh, I've got that presentation at school to do, or a presentation at work. So see how your mood is not that it's good if you're happy or that it's bad that you're sad. It's just telling you that you're feeling this way because something is happening in your life. What is it? So once you acknowledge your emotions, and don't look at it as positive or negative, and go, oh, well, of course I'm feeling sad. Something sad happened. So if you say that's bad, this is where we've, as a society in the past, we've gone, don't cry, don't be sad, toughen up. And then, of course, we bottle it in. What happens when we bottle it in? It eats us up, right? So it's a good way to, morning journaling allows you to acknowledge it. Why am I feeling this way? And if you know what you can do to make yourself feel better, plan that for the day. If you're not ready yet to tackle it, and sometimes it takes me a couple of days to tackle my anxiety, give it some space. Do something else. You know what? I'm going to rearrange my YouTube studio to keep my mind occupied, right? So it's important, acknowledge it, why it's happening, what is it that you can do to make yourself feel better. And then I think it was Marcus from a previous plan with me, what if you already feel happy, and what is it if you already feel good? Do a, what's that movie, Groundhog Day. Do it again. Whatever made you feel happy, do it again. Oh, I felt good today because I exercised, or I feel good today because I caught up with a friend. You know what? I'll make sure I schedule in another catch-up next month, next week. So if you are feeling happy, do whatever you're doing that made you feel happy. So see how it's important to acknowledge it, because, and that way, it's a lot easier for you to respond to that emotion rather than react. Oh boy, I've reacted many times, with my emotion, my poor husband and my poor children. They get the cranky mum. Why is the socks on the floor? Why is the towels on the floor? But because I probably hadn't acknowledged earlier on in the day why I was feeling anxious, is because, mum's feeling anxious because she's worried about this, about that. Because, okay, mum, me talking to myself, what do you need to do? Maybe take some time to do some knitting, some drawing. So it's important that morning journaling is something that you start adding to your daily routine. Okay, so now the point of having it written down, because you can still acknowledge your feelings, right? Oops. All right, the point of writing it down is, like I said, you can acknowledge it, and but by having it written down, guess what? It's out of here and down on paper. When it's down on paper and you visualize it, it's a lot easier to manage it, because once it's here, it's bouncing around in your head, boom, 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 and it'll just keep spiraling. So once it's down on paper, it's a great way for you to go and acknowledge it and then take action. What can I do today? All right, I'm feeling a little bit anxious today, so what I'm going to do is not put too much on my plate of my to-do list. And then I'll make sure that if there is something that can be done tomorrow, I'll do that tomorrow. It doesn't need to get done today, because then it might overwhelm you even more. So really important. I know there's lots of chats in there, but I want to make sure I get through to the rest of the planner page. So like I said, acknowledging it allows you to respond rather than react. So I've used the Carpe Diem number sticker pad, and it has many different types of stickers in there: big circles, little circles, big circles, bunting, and other types. So let's see, where are we? Let's see if I can go through rapid fire chat. I said, well, the recent bedtime was 6:25. Whoa, that's very early. So that was dang early even for me. I'm trying to stay awake until 8 p.m. tonight, but ready to doze off. Well, I go to sleep at around about 11, 12, 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning. So yours is a lot earlier. I need to take a peek at your shop options for planners. Yes, I'll let you know soon, Amy and others, how you can get my planner inserts if you want to use them. It's definitely something I need to do more of. And honestly, sometimes a lot of people go, where do you find the time to do all your planning? I make the time, because I have discovered I am as important as every other to-do task, like checking your emails, like, doing the laundry, that cleaning the floors. I'm more important than all of those. So why aren't we making time for us? And then the more you make time yourself, all those other things get done so quickly, and then you'll get to decide, well, actually, if that's no, I don't want to do it, a lot easier for you to say no to things that aren't a priority. Things I would write in my morning journal. What? It's already morning? Exactly. What? Where did the time go? I've been here trying to plan my next YouTube video. Exactly. I've been there. You have a great eye for color, and I love seeing recently that you're also very artistic. That made much sense. You know what, Amy, though? I'm not good with colors. So when I used to draw, I remember drawing in year 5, and I did a pencil drawing of the Blue Mountains here in Sydney, Australia. And then the teacher said, you need to add colour. And so, of course, I added colour to it, and then it took away the details of the drawing. So I got very upset with that, and I think ever since I've told myself I'm not good with color blending. So maybe I have to stop telling myself that. Morning sneaks up on us here too. Exactly. The sun will be coming up very soon, as I heard earlier. For those of you here, my younger son wanted to woke up already. Sometimes my brain can't label what I'm feeling, but others can say that they can tell I'm feeling anxious, and the moment they put the word to it, I'm like, oh yeah, because we can't see it ourselves. Because here's the thing, I can't remember who said it. You can't read the label from inside the bottle. Right? Of course, once you're inside, you can't see how you look. So that's why writing it down is a great way to be able to look at yourself from the outside. I never asked myself why I'm happy. I could realize that I am not. Marcus, you are a happy chappy. I love it. But then here's the thing too. I know Marcus is happy, but we have to remember, and not that I'm saying you are, I know I have been. Sometimes the ones with the biggest smiles may also be the ones struggling the most. So don't neglect our happy friends, because they might be on the outside, being all cheery and trying to get it through the day. So we need to make sure we're calling and contacting our happy friends, and don't ever think that you are going to be a burden to your friends if you call them and ask for help. They probably may not know. So don't forget that. Don't wait. Go and ask for help. I did that, and it was a great feeling, and it's a great way for me to heal, because I can't heal on my own. I'm not a doctor, so I can't fix something that's physically wrong, right? And mentally, we need to ask for help from our friends and loved ones. So, not that I'm saying you're not happy, Marcus, but make sure that you're also in touch with your inner self. So it's why my best friend Tuesday. It's why my best friend said, Tuesday I'm coming to get you and you're going to eat, because I need to gauge how you're truly feeling instead of what you're telling me. See. And for those of us who may not have a great support system, I think that's why hearing voices of other people that are also struggling allows us to know that we're not alone. And it was not my intention with this channel to talk about my mental breakdown in February, but when I did open up, so many people had said they were feeling that way and had been feeling that way for a very long time. So if I can just, that one person know that they're not alone, that, them feeling like they're not good enough, and that they feel like they're a failure. A lot of the times it's because we're burnt out, and those are the things that happens when we are burnt out, is emotionally exhausted, we're cynic, we're jealous, we're resentful, and we also have what's called professional inefficacy. So thinking we're not good at what we're doing when we actually are. So important that if you don't have a support system, find a tribe that's your vibe. So if you like to knit, go look for a knitting community. So it's important that we have that. Can build in awareness of those. Yes, it can build in awareness of what those needs are. The step is big though, and so multi-layered. So many different things, isn't there? It's like we don't get, like I said, we don't get taught about mental well-being and mindfulness. But now I'm so glad it's one of the top priorities. You remember what I was typing. I need to be more careful with words. I realized this past week that while I'm an introvert, I needed some more human connections throughout the week, even if I can't leave the house. Very, very important. Oh, okay, wow. I think I'm quite behind with my chat. So let me just quickly go to the other thing here. So if I do miss any of your comments, my lovely friend, I will read them after. I do appreciate these wonderful comments. So taking a break. So here's an important thing. Taking a break. Again, what I'll do is I'm mindful of the time, and my household will be waking up very, very soon. So these here, take a break, are what I call the micro breaks. Those breaks taken several times a day, and it's just one to 2 minutes. So if you work at your desk, make sure you get up every 25 minutes or every half an hour and stretch, and and make sure your body is all remove all those crackly bones. Also 1 minute deep breathing, so you can either put a timer on your watch or take 5 deep breaths by just using your hand, breathing in, hold, breathe out. So just doing those every few times a day, because what that does is, by you taking deep breaths, it actually slows down your heart rate. And because when your heart rate goes up, it tells the amygdala, which is the nervous system that tells you if there's danger, the fight or flight. If your heart rate starts to go up, it's aware that what's the danger, So by you taking deep breaths, slows down your heart rate. And then it tells the amygdala or your nervous system that there is no danger. We're okay, right? So making sure deep breaths, unplugging, don't look at your phone. There's so many good things and bad things, and when you're scrolling through your phones, gratitude log, writing down what you're grateful for also brings a smile to your face and gives you that positive boost and dopamine. And then I do those three things later in the afternoon or early evening. So taking a break is important because it's micro breaks. Like I said, those breaks that take only 1 to 2 minutes several times a day is one of 3 types of breaks that you should be taking to avoid burning out. So I love all the chit chats. If anyone did have any questions that if I have missed, let me know. But what I would like to know from you guys is, so question of the day. Do you currently keep a morning journal, or do you write down in the morning, whether, gratitude log, your wins, your struggles, your worries, any anxious thoughts? Do you do any type of journaling, in particular morning journaling? If so, what benefits have you noticed? And if not, is this something that what's holding you back? You don't need a pretty planner to go and write in morning journal. Get a cheap $1, $2 notebook and a pen, and just write down the date and then write down the morning journal. So I want to encourage you to give it a try for a week. So I'm going to check back next week to see if any of you have done your morning journaling and see how it impacts your day to day. Really just writing down how you're feeling. Remember, it's neither good nor bad. It's just your brain texting you, hello, you're feeling happy today. Hello, you're feeling sad. Why? Why am I feeling that way? Oh yeah, that's why. What can I do to make myself feel better? So let's have a look. Only journaling I do is a validation. That's journaling, because you're writing it down, you're putting it down, and I tend to do that first thing. Only reason I do not do more than that is because it becomes another task that I have to complete. Yeah, don't make it hard on yourself. It has to be something that's easy and build upon it, because like I said, that's the reason why I only have 2 lines on my morning journal, because I don't want to feel the pressure of having to write an essay or filling in a whole page, because then, it becomes a task. What I want to do is just want to flow, keeping it short and succinct. It's more to really get it out of my head and down on paper. May says, I have a prayer faith journal. It calms me and start my day. Exactly. Brilliant. It's just a way to set intention for the day and make sure that you are getting it down on paper and on your, and it's a really lovely thing too, whether it's gratitude log or your morning journal, to reflect back, because then you might start to see patterns. How come on a Monday I'm always anxious? And on a Friday I feel good. Right? So it's really good. Amy says, no journaling right now, but I was a big journalizer in the past. Oh, I used to have the Dear Diary when I was a teenager. Dear Diary, he doesn't like me. But yeah, and my brain doesn't need another task to mark off the checklist. Yeah. Planning shouldn't be something that's hard to do. It should be just, and also remember, planning is not something that you have to do. It's a great way for you to go and help remind you if you're fallen off track. But if everything's going well in the day, you're actioning your priority and your action task, and the planner pages don't get filled in, guess what? The important thing got done, which is what you were supposed to do. Planning is there for you, not there for your planning. Okay, so now the other thing is, just very quickly, want to make sure, how are we doing this? Let's see how we're doing this. Let's get rid of all this. Okay, so now make sure that you do, if you want to get like Amy, maybe want to try my planner inserts, just go to my website at mariannecrest.com. You can go and shop, and then the planner inserts are either by planner size or by themes, and then just have a look at the different things. And then also I do have an Amazon store shop that you can go check, where I get all these stationery, the pens and highlighters that I use. And also, what I want to do is I want to, because I know for my habit tracking, which I've been doing for a long while, is there's I do quite a few habits. But if you're new to habit tracking and or haven't done habit tracking before, or want to create new habits for yourself, is I want to create a simple one where it's maybe only 2 habits to try and action for a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, whatever it is, just to build that habit muscle. Is I have a wait list that I have on the website. So at mariannecresp.com, there is a wait list there. So at the top of the page, there is a little tab. So if you click on that and you want to get notified of a simple, free habit tracker printable, I'm just want to make sure that I get all the stuff sorted, but I'll only send you the free printable, tracker, so you won't get spammed with my other stuff. If you want to get other things, you can have sign up to my newsletter, but do check sign up for the wait list if you want to get notified for a free simple habit tracker that will be available hopefully very soon. But yeah, just trying to work out really what my schedule will be for the next month when I go back to homeschooling, so a lot of it is still in limbo. Now, another thing that you can also do to help prompt you, what these are called task cards. Is it going to go? Yep. So task cards. So these are just little sticky note flags. So for those of you that want to, make your planning a little bit more fun and create your own little task card routine. So these are made from laminating sheets. I have the, what do you call these? Sticky note flags, and I just label them with my label maker. And so here, my AM routine. So sometimes when I'm feeling a little bit lost and I'm going, what am I supposed to do next? I have this little task card on my desk. So then, because having things visible helps prompt you, make it easy for yourself with visible things. I have a midday task card. So sometimes I don't refer to these as often because I built good habits already. But if you want to know how you can create these do-it-yourself task card, I have a link in the description, or you can click or tap the next screen and then you can watch me use that. And there's also a self-care checklist part of that video. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. I appreciate you, and I'll see you next time, and I'll have a good read of the chat. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.